And welcome back to the channel. Here we are going to start our renovation of one of the bedrooms. We are changing out the flooring. As you can see in these pictures, we've got some carpeting going on, and we are going to take that carpeting out and put in some laminate flooring. So here we go with a little tour. Before we did anything here, we've got the carpeting going in, main living area. We started pulling it up in the corner there just to see what we were dealing with. And then now we've got the closet. As you can see with the doorway area and inside the closet, we got some corners to go around. But we are going to try to tackle this ourselves, my wife and I, and see what we can do with this bedroom here. Okay, so here we are taking out the carpeting. We've almost got the carpeting all the way out. In here, the closet had no padding in it, but the rest of the living area did of this bedroom, as you can see by the yellow padding there, to make it easier to walk around on. So we are going to take out the rest of this carpet. We had to kind of cut it up and stuff to make it a little easier, and we rolled it up as well to get it out of there, just to make it easier to haul out. So now as you can see, there is the padding. That is all in place there. Carpet has been removed and looking pretty good to get started. Now we've gotten rid of the padding. We had to get rid of the padding on some of the edges. There was actually screws and nails in there that we had to get out, but most of it was with the carpeting staples holding it in place. We did have to take a lot of those out. They didn't come out as easily as we were hoping, but that's probably a good thing, so that way the carpeting pad doesn't come out easily either. So we got to clean it up, and then we go from the next step, which is leveling it. There's a little dip in the middle that we'll get to, but in just a second here. But just kind of showing through. So there's some of the leveling cement that we've gotten. So we've got a little bit there, but we've got to put on a little bit more. So we're gonna do a little bit more to kind of get rid of this dip to even it out. This didn't take so long, an hour or so each day, but the long part is, of course, waiting for it to dry. So we've got it pretty well and leveled in that area, being an old house and things. And now we get started with putting the laminate flooring on. This is the laminate flooring we went with, this Smart Core Ultra, because we like the design on top. But we also went with all these little features of being pet-proof, kid-proof, waterproof, and definitely having the underlayment on it already. That was a big thing, so we didn't have to buy a separate underlayment on it. So here's a piece of it with the design, and it's got the little interlocking things on the edges there, and the gray there that you see, that's the underlayment that's built in already. So again, we didn't have to put any of the underlayment on there. We've got the spacers on the sides and the walls there to help keep it spaced out, and we've gotten started here putting it in as we tap it in and go through and get used to it and adjusting. Here's another step as we've gone a little bit further along, starting to come out nice. And of course, we're not lining it up. Did a little bit of the closet as well. We got a little of those corners, as we had mentioned, and some little things to do to separate the doorway of the closet. Right, and not perfect there. As you can see, our cuts are not the best, but we've got some trim that we're going to cover up. And then as we're getting close to the doorway as well, that gets a little trickier with some of the cuts that we need to do. And here you go, getting a little bit closer to the end, seeing how it looks. Got some little cuts to do to get to that little corner area, and some little crevices to button up with hammering them a little closer together. Trim is not put in yet. We're just kind of looking at the trim, seeing how it looks, see if we need to do a little bit more adding of the planks, but it doesn't look like it. And just, coming along pretty well. And here we are. We've got a little trim on the sides and between the doorways. I forget what the name of the doorway stuff is, but we've got it almost in the corner there. And now we've got that cleaned up, so there's not that big gap in between. The trim is almost put in all the way, and it's covering up some of our bad cuts, luckily. But otherwise, it's looking really good. We're kind of proud of this, how it came out. It's looking pretty nice, and it feels pretty nice to even walk on. I'm getting used to it. And now we are complete here. Trim is in. It's also been painted over to cover it up nicely and cover up the nails. It goes through, and the flooring is all connected correctly, interlocked, and cleaned up. We've got the corners in the doorway there all the way through, and we even got inside the closet here with the doorway and the trim and the corners in there as well. So there it is. That's what it is. The Smart Ultra Core is not a sponsor, just to let you know. It's just what we used because we like the design and the fact of not having an underlayment, and we did it ourselves. But in hindsight, I think the next rooms we do, I think we'll let the professionals handle it. I think they will do a better and quicker job than we did. And it took up quite a few days of our April break. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next renovation episode. Take care.